Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, the parents of Darshan Gaud had to go through the harrowing experience of being told that their son was dead, and with this burial ritual, we're in for another shocker. The government had made a mistake in identifying the body and gave another child's body to the family.
Anna, sir, పెట్టేశాలా చెప్పు
Well, from on this, I'm joined by my colleague Verghese. Verghese, can you tell us what's this big grave mistake?
It is, in fact, what happened was the body was misidentified as belonging to the Gaud family, and the parents were informed that he had died in the accident in Medak, where this train had rammed into a school bus, and over 20 children were killed. And the body was, in fact, even handed over to the parents. Now, the parents conducted the last rites and buried the body, and they had thought that their son had died. But surprisingly, the father got a call early in the morning where a doctor from a local hospital asked him to come immediately as his son is alive and has regained consciousness. That is when the parents realized that they have in fact been given a wrong body, and also wrong information has been given to them. Now, the tragedy of this, Nolan, is that another family thought that their son must be alive somewhere because their son and daughter was traveling on the same bus. Now, that Dattu's family, in fact, the deceased has been identified as Dattu. His family was hoping against hope to find the child, but then they realized that it was Dattu's body that was given to the Gaud family, and now the body had to be exhumed from the grave and given back to the parents. Now, they are trying to grapple with the double tragedy that has struck them, because their daughter has also died in the accident. Now, the son is also no more, Nolan.
Right, but it's a big mistake over there, but at least for these parents over now, they know that their son is alive. It's sort of a rebirth for them, if one could call it.
Family is saying that they were subjected to go through that entire trauma, though this particular news is good news, but they had to relive the entire trauma. They had to conduct the religious rites as well as bury the son, and some of them were, in fact, the parents were quite crestfallen with the manner in which this entire episode has unfolded. So it was a kind of a shocker for them, but this grave mistake, in fact, put two families into a lot of grief, but this situation could have been avoided if the hospital had in fact recognized and identified the body properly, Nolan.
Right, Verghese, thank you very much for all those details. Now, it's like a rebirth for 6-year-old Darshan Gaud, who was mistakenly believed to have been killed in the terrible train school bus collision at an unmanned railway crossing that left 16 persons, including 14 children, dead in Telangana's Medak district. Now, in a case of mistaken identity, the boy's father, Swami Gaud, was handed over a body as his son on Thursday, and the sorrowful parents performed the last rites subsequently. As Darshan gained consciousness in the hospital where he was rushed after the mishap, he revealed his father's name. The grieving parents were informed that their son is still undergoing treatment at a private hospital. Now, as citizens, we are all frustrated when elected representatives take the Aam Aadmi for a ride. But now look at who is taking the public of India's Silicon capital for a ride, well, in fact, a royal ride. Well, this is the handiwork of, believe it or not, a government agency. The entity is MCA, and they are virtually hoodwinking us. Now, the agency called MCA has produced a music video on behalf of our very own Palikyo, the BBMP.
ವಿಷಯ ಹೊಂಗಿರಣದು ಚಲುವ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗುಡಿಯ ಚಲುವು ನಮ್ಮೂರು ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡರ ನಾಡು ಸಿರಿವಂತ ಬೀಡು ತಾಯಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರು ಬಲು ತಂಪು ನಮ್ಮೂರು ನಮ್ಮೂರು ಆಶ್ರಯದ ಊರು ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯದ ಊರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ್ಮ ಜಯ ಆಗಲಿ ವಿಜಯ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬನ್ನಿ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನದು ದೂರ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಏನು ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಏನು ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಏನು ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಕೈ ಬೀಸಿ ಕರೆದಿದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮೂರು ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮೂರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿರು ಹೇಳ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಏನು ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನನ್ನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಏನು ಬನ್ನಿ
In fact, this film that you just saw here costed the BBMP about 23 lakh rupees. And the video titled Namma Bengaluru Nanna Kodige will focus on the various developmental projects being undertaken by the Palike. But it's just not 23 lakhs rupees, it's almost 24 lakh rupees. Now, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Arun. Arun, 24 lakh rupees for this particular 4-minute clip.
That's right, Nolan, and that too coming from a corporation which claims that its financial positions is anything but acceptable. So clearly, what's more galling to note is the fact that the entire project has been handled by a government of Karnataka undertaking. The makers of the film, of this musical audio, is a company called MCA, Marketing Consultants and Associates. It's based in Cunningham Road. It's a government of Karnataka entity. So are they trying to milk the BBMP, which in turn will be trying to milk you and me because we are the corporation taxpayers, or what remains to be seen? But BBMP is using this film to blow its own trumpets to say that it's been doing a lot of developmental work and that it wants to portray itself as a pro-development kind of agency. And the bone of contention is not just the amount, Nolan, it's also the fact that this particular agency in question, MC&A, was chosen without going through the process of calling for a tender. So clearly a lot of shortcomings coming to the fore as far as this particular musical video is concerned, Nolan.
Has the opposition now latched on to this, stating that the Palike is just wasting people's money?
Presumably so, but at this point of time, as we speak, we know for sure that this bill has been raised by this agency in question, and they have sought for payment. Now, whether this will find support with the government, because remember, at this point of time, the BBMP's financial health is anything but sound, Nolan.
Well, right, Arun, thank you very much for all that. Now, basically, the idea over here is to instill a sense of pride among Bengaluru, or about Bengaluru among the public. Pride or disgust? Well, that's the viewer's call. 24 lakh rupees from a Palike that keeps saying that it does not have money to complete most of its projects for the citizens of the city. In fact, the BBMP has in fact taken the citizens of Bengaluru for a royal ride. The entity is known as MCA, and they are virtually hoodwinking us. Now, this agency called MCA has produced a music video on behalf of our very own BBMP. And the video titled Namma Bengaluru, Nanga Koduge will focus on the various developmental projects being undertaken by the corporation. And this 4-minute video is going to cost us almost 24 lakh rupees. And the idea over here is to instill a sense of pride about Bengaluru among the public. Now, the Lard brothers are in trouble once again. Now, orders have been issued to demolish a resort constructed by them. The resort, called Amazing Valley Resort, was built on 3.65 acres of land which was encroached from the Forest Department. The lodge was built by late Ashok Lard, brother of incumbent Bellary Town MLA Anil Lard. Now, the lodge was constructed after nod was received way back in 1999-2000. It was only in February 2012 that a PIL was filed in the Karnataka High Court, which has established the encroachment. In fact, this time around, it's not just the Lard brothers, but also officials, Forest Department, the local authorities who have connived with the Lard brothers, who will be in trouble.